Hey everyone, we're back and we're answering some questions that I know a lot of people have been asking, and the number one question I've been asked is, what was it like being naked and what was it like meeting Cory for the first time? I gotta say that when you're meeting someone for the first time, you're gonna be spending a lot of time with, that's awkward in itself, and that's, you know, first meetings are always awkward, but then you throw in being naked, I mean...
You know, what happens is, this is how I see it. I don't know about you, but like, you are stripped of everything physical that makes you sort of you. Your style, your clothes, how you do your things. You know, you are just a human. That's all it comes down to. And so there is a bit of awkwardness because it's not a situation that any of us really ever do. I mean, yeah, I mean, we come into this world naked, but it's not like we're like, hey, how's it going? You know?
Yeah. I think you really get to meet someone, and when you meet someone like that, you really get to know them
better.
On a level that no one else can really say. I mean, but
you're stripped to your bare basics of who you are, and you can't hide anything because you're both naked. You're like, well, I know all of you now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all hanging out. There's nothing to hide.
Whatever. So the awkwardness goes away though very quickly. Like after what do you say? Maybe 20 minutes.
It was about a day for me.
A day? I was fast. I was like, whatever.
Whatever.
Naked.
I'm used to it. Yeah, you do get really used to it though, and also too, like, you know, even having the camera guys around and stuff like that.
I forgot.
Yeah, you forget. It's just
even coming back after I came back. I actually was in my bungalow naked after my shower, and I called my friend, and I was like, oh my god. I realized I called him in when I was naked.
I did the same thing. I was like walking around, and I think you lose that you know, that extra wall, and you stop caring. Yeah, after I got back, after my first shower too, I did the same thing. I was walking outside, like, you know, calling for someone in the hotel, and like I'm not realizing that I'm still naked. I'm like, ooh, I gotta chill.
Yeah. So next question: what are some of the toughest things we dealt with out there? What's the toughest thing for you?
Well, for me, it was definitely the bugs. I mean, that's what led to me tapping, and you know, it was in the part with that too that I found interesting is that was the least of what I thought was going to be going on out there.
Yeah, same.
I was telling him I don't want to see snakes, I don't want to see crocodiles, I don't want to see giant cats. Like, I was terrified of all these things that I really did think that, like, I was going to see some type of snake or get bit by something, and to now know that thank you.
Yeah.
To now know that you know, it was the little ones, not the big scary things, the little scary things that seem innocent. So that for me was the hardest thing. I think also too, I think the naked aspect of, you know, with the weather, like being cold and dirty and gross.
It was brutal. For me, again, it's just the same as her. It was the bugs, dude. I honestly was more worried about the bugs than the big things. I wanted to see the snakes. I wanted to see the crocs. I wanted to see the cats, because not the cats, but if I see anything dangerous out there, a predator, it means food for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted snakes so bad, but
he told me, he was like, what do you mean you're afraid of a crocodile? He's like, I want to wrestle it and I want to eat it. And that will be a great feast. And I was like, all right, like, you know, I'm not going to be out there searching with you for it. So
yeah, and I would have told, but I did go and find some stuff which you'll have to see on the show. I came across some things, but yeah, that was interesting. What else we got? What other questions we got? What were the night times like?
Ooh, night times were brutal. I think not. The problem too is that nights weren't like a typical 10 to 6 a.m. It was 6 p.m. to basically even 7 a.m. in the morning. It was dark, and when I say dark, it was
pitch black. Yeah, the stars were beautiful though, I gotta say that.
They were.
But a lot of creepy crawlies are out, man. You know, things start moving around, and if you don't have fire, you're gonna experience some of that on your skin. And oh my gosh, the very first night, I don't want to give too much away, but let me tell you, we had the biggest fail in the world, and it was the funniest fail. But it ended up being such a win. If
Right.
it wasn't for that, if we hadn't failed so hard the first night, we wouldn't have had what we got out of it. And yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, this girl, man, her superpower in this for the first couple nights was sleeping.
Yeah,
I was,
it was.
so jealous. For 4 days, I had no sleep.
Yeah, I
weird.
I was able to sleep on some uncomfortable grounds. I'm pretty comfortable in my sleeping abilities. I can pass out anywhere. Everyone's always like,
Not
how
me.
do you pass out? Yeah, you definitely, you were up.
By the end of it though, like I actually very much preferred sleeping on really hard, weird stuff. And now I can sleep anywhere. Last night when I slept in a bed for the first time,
How was that?
I still woke up at all the same times thinking, oh, I got to get these bugs off me, or oh, I got to tend to the fire. And it was definitely weird.
Yeah.
And when you were gone, let me tell you, there were some very large things coming through camp.
Oh,
Huge.
yeah, that was the worst, because he would say, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Like, do you know what's going on out there?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "What's going on there?" He's like, "I don't know."
We're being watched. Yeah.
Yeah, he said to me one night, "We're being watched," and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
By what?" And we didn't know. We have to wait to watch the show to see what was out there on the night cam.
Yeah,
that's what I kept,
because we can't see it. Like, okay, so like one of the things they don't really show you on the show, or that people don't understand, is how come they never catch these animals on the cameras? Well, because you're making noise when you got to turn the camera on, and the cameras themselves have lights which scare the animals away typically before you even get a chance to film the animals. And the night vision on these cameras, they only go like a certain number of feet, so it's not like the animal's going to come up and say hi to you.
Yeah, they're
But,
not posing for the camera.
so
So they were definitely out there.
Yeah, let's end this on a positive note. What was your favorite experience being out there?
My favorite experience was, I think the night that we were really, 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 really cold, and we were just
You mean the worst night?
the worst night.
The
Yeah,
worst night
the
when
worst.
we were freezing and being bitten and...
Yeah, I think because we were just playing out every scenario and what could possibly go wrong.
Her and I were in the middle of hell. I would say it was terrible.
Yeah.
I would say that was my favorite too.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really amazing moments.
There was a great one-liners being said.
Oh my gosh, I
There
can't
was
wait
some
till you
great-
see it. And
yeah.
I'm hoping they throw all of that in. If they could just throw that whole clip in, that would be amazing. But anyways, guys, we got to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and it's been quite an adventure, and I hope you guys tune in to watch our episode. So I'm Cory Williams. This is Anastasia Ashley. We were naked and afraid.
And you got to tune in tonight for the season premiere
At 10 p.m.